Why aren't we on SoundCloud yet?
We aren't on SoundCloud, A, because I haven't got around to it, and B, when I tried to get around to it, there was a whole bunch of questions regarding legal stuff, and I didn't have time to read it all.
Oh,
So I just
I was looking it up today because I was talking to somebody else about it, and they're like, "Are you on SoundCloud? That's where listen to everything." I'm like, "I think so. I don't know." I looked it up. I'm like, "Well, we have an account. We don't have any audio on there,
yeah.
but there is an account of us."
Yeah, if you upload music, then you have to put on like copyright claims and stuff.
Oh,
And I don't, because people upload their music there to sell. So I don't really know the whole process.
we're at sellouts as well.
We are sellouts,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 24 of the Hastlecast podcast, hosted as always by myself, Ben. Tonight we have
Alex,
Steven.
Ben.
Small cast tonight.
Yeah.
Smallcast, Tiny Cast.
Everybody else died in a fire.
It
Not
was,
a,
it was a little bit of a hassle getting some of them on.
I was just gonna make a joke about that.
It wasn't very funny. I wish I let you do it instead.
Gonna say not quite as much of a hassle to get us all together. What are we gonna talk about, guys?
I went to an Oilers game recently.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge Edmonton Oilers fan, and so my dad, myself, and my uncle all drove up to Edmonton to take in a game.
Wait, which game in the series?
We would have seen Game 4.
Game 4. Okay.
Yeah. In which case we got robbed of a victory.
Yeah.
But
That wasn't the up by 3 game, was it?
yes, it was.
Oh,
No.
man.
No, it wasn't. The up by 3 game where they scored like three
Yeah.
times in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That was Game 5.
Yeah, so basically, the Edmonton Oilers scored 3 goals in the entire 3 periods, and within the last 15 minutes, or within
No,
the last
last 3 minutes.
17 or 15 minutes into the half, or 17 minutes into the period, whatever you want to call it. Words are hard, okay? They scored 3 goals, tied it up, put it into this double overtime.
I don't care what anybody says. That last goal was goalie interference.
That
like
was.
Kessler Strafe had his pad and was pulling it back. Like screw off.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
Wait, it's the same way that the guy sat down on the puck at that Flames game.
That was the same guy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's very good at getting away with penalties. So like if nothing else, like he's very skilled at it.
He just knows what to tip the refs. That's all.
But the funny story behind that, though, I don't know if Sarah actually told you about this. Shayna was up in Edmonton to see this Oilers game,
yeah.
too. Saw me from across the street and took a Snapchat of me and sent it to Sarah.
Really?
Like, your friend's up in Edmonton. Sarah sent me a text. She's like, so how's Edmonton? And I just figured I told her I was going up there for this game. I'm like, it's good. Like, just getting our seats now. It's great. Da-da-da. She's like, oh, cool. Shayna saw you and says, what's up? I was like, what?
And she
Alright.
didn't say hi herself?
No, she didn't. She was apparently across the street and didn't want to yell out. Probably, I wouldn't doubt she had to ask Sarah, hey, is this your friend? But,
Showed her him anyway.
yeah. But, yeah, it was pretty fun.
What are the odds? That happened to me once. I went to YC, which was like a Christian music festival, I guess you could say, convention.
Yep.
And this was way back in the day. But I go there, and it was at, I think, the Rogers Center is what it's called. Is there a
Rogers Place is the newest arena. That would not have been in place. I don't think they held YC in Rexall Place. That's what the old arena was.
Maybe it was.
Was YC that big?
It was pretty big.
Okay, maybe. I know there's another like conference hall roughly around there, and I know YC has been at that place a couple times. I don't remember its name though. Maybe they got to Rexall for a year or two. I don't know, or maybe it was always there. I have no idea.
Justin probably knows the building. But
Probably.
yeah, I went there and I saw one of my friends from high school. Do you remember Chelsea?
Wait, she really?
Yeah, she was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
And like you know how most hockey arenas, there's the arena in the middle, and then there's the sort of walkway where you get all the food and bathrooms and stuff around the outside. We were just doing laps around that while we were waiting for shows to start, and saw her there. I'm like, "What's up? Like, what are the odds?"
Funny.
Yeah.
I remember a very long time ago, I went down to Disneyland in California for spring break. So Thomas there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know, it was like the weirdest thing ever because I hardly ever talked to him in high school, and it's like the most I talked to him was in Disneyland.
Really?
And didn't talk to him again afterwards.
That's
Man.
funny. So my dad is known for he makes a lot of friends. He's a very social guy, and he always seems to find friends in just like the weirdest places. So my mom, him, and a couple of their friends were going to northern Alberta for a wedding. I think they were going up there for some reason.
Yeah.
And they're in like a town where like 20 people live. They never knew anybody in this town. My they stop at a gas station. My dad goes inside to pay. And they notice, they're like, he's been there for 20 minutes. Like, what's up? So they go in to see what's happening. He's like, hey, I just found my old buddy from elementary school here. We were just catching up.
Oh,
Like,
man.
there's 20 people who live in this town. What do you mean you found somebody here you know? Like,
Yeah. Back when I worked for the pool company, we had a job in East End, Saskatchewan,
okay.
which is a town in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And I started to like recognize parts of it. It's just like they had a dinosaur museum. I'm like, oh, I remember a dinosaur museum in a place like this that I went to as a kid. And they had the old swimming pool that we were rebuilding. That's why we were there. And I'm like, it's all so strange, but place does seem familiar. And I was talking with my mom, and she's just like, oh, you're in East End? Yeah, that's where your best friend growing up, that's where all of his, or a lot of his relatives live. I'm like, there's like maybe 60 people that live here. And it was one of the final days that I was there. This guy approaches the pool, and he looks so familiar. It's just like, I've seen you before. And I'm like, is your name Win? And the guy's like, yeah, it is. Do I know you? I'm like, yeah, I gotta shake your hand because I'm Ben James. I grew up with your nephew, like, which was Mark.
Yeah.
And like his whole family and stuff. And he's like, oh no way, what's up? And it was pretty sweet. It's like, what are because the reason why I knew them was that they had family reunions in the area. And like I would go with them sometimes just to hang out for the summer, and like we would go visit the dinosaur museum and stuff, and it all came back to me. I'm like, whoa, such a freaking tiny world, man.
Speaking of you as a kid, I was talking to my friend Breton recently, who we found out Breton is a mechanic, and it turns out Ben takes his car to him to get it repaired. He works for his dad, who owns his own shop.
Yeah.
And so I told Breton about this, and Breton's like, oh yeah, Ben brings his car. He's like, I had no idea. Breton tells his dad, and his dad's like, oh yeah, Ben, right? He's like, yeah, you guys used to play together as kids in church. So apparently you've known Breton for a very long time.
Are you
Longer
serious?
Than I have. Apparently when you guys were like really little kids, yeah, you guys went to the same church and like played together all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I'm sorry, Breton, if you're listening to this. As far as I'm concerned, I just met you.
Okay, he had no idea either. Was Dad told that? He's like, I don't think so. And Dad's like, you're dumb.
Yeah, it was so funny because like his dad, my family's been long time friends with him and his family, and I never knew Breton or couldn't remember knowing him. And my parents like, oh yeah, take your car to Don for all your mechanic needs because he's a great guy and he knows what he's doing. I'm like, okay, sounds good. And I've taken my car to his shop a few times, and I always see two young people in the back, a guy and a girl. And then when you recently told me of a girl who works for her father as a mechanic, I'm like, wait, that wouldn't happen to be Dawn, would it? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, does his son also work? He's like, yeah, that's Breton. I'm like, no way, that's Breton? It's like, holy shit. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, we filled up the first 10 minutes. That's good news. Might as well talk about Yooka Laylee now.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Great game.
Yooka Laylee came out when?
Beginning to mid-April.
It's recent.
Very recent.
Yeah.
Very, very excited for that game because, for those who don't know, it was made by the same people who made Banjo-Kazooie, which I know I'm a big fan of. Steven kind of likes it. I don't know if you ever played it,
I'm
Alex.
a huge fan of Banjo-Kazooie.
Nah, you kind of like it.
Oh, okay. I could tell if you're doing that like as a joke or not. If you meant like, actually, I only kind of like it. I'm like, no, I love that game. I think it's great. But okay, I'm with you.
Did you ever play the game, Alex?
I dabbled.
He watched us play it
I was
once.
gonna say I've watched
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
play the whole way through that night on
We
my
talked about
N64.
that?
I think so. No?
I don't think we did.
Maybe we did very briefly because I think we said the story of Ben immediately went left. I was like, only losers go left.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to go right.
Basically, the three of us. I think Sarah was there.
Sarah was there.
Dillabo was there.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay. We were all hanging out in my basement, put on Banjo-Kazooie on my N64, and basically Ben and Steven just went back and forth, beat a level, or got a...
Jiggy.
Thank you. I was going to call them puzzle pieces.
They are technically puzzle pieces.
There you go. I did pay attention. And I just pass it off. And like every jiggy, they just pass it off. And I just sat there and drank and made really funny jokes the entire time. They were horrible jokes. Yeah, I don't remember what the left level was. What that one?
Oh, it's just the very beginning of the game. If you go right, it's faster for doing the tutorial area, and Ben went left. Like, who goes left? Like,
It's
I
faster,
always
gotta
work
save
my
those
way
minutes.
from left to right. It's what I do. Are you talking Spiral Mountain?
yes, I am talking Spiral Mountain.
Okay.
So you can backflip onto the ledge and take out that enemy there, like get that honeycomb there, and it's way quicker than going left. And by way quicker, I mean probably like 2 seconds.
What about Mumbo's Mountain? Do you go right or left around the mountain to start? What's the
Mumbo
route?
jumbo.
I actually don't remember what the road is. I'm pretty sure
I always go left.
you go across the bridge right away.
Yeah. I'm a creature of habit.
I'm pretty sure you go up like a couple of the ledges, go up the ramp to the termite hill, do the termite hill, get the I don't know. This is getting too nerdy.
Yeah.
Point is, I'm pretty sure you go up to the termite hill first.
Okay.
I just remember that we got to the B level with all the trees, and then you missed like,
I
and we were
blew
going
it.
like 100%ing, like get all the, were they
I
music
straight
notes?
blew
Yeah,
it.
music notes.
Were they called noties?
Nope,
No,
they were just called
music
notes.
Are you stupid?
Apparently.
Why would they be called
And
noties?
Steven couldn't find like one or two of them, and he was like scaling this entire tree back and forth for a good while.
And I fell off and died.
Yep.
Which resets all your notes.
Yeah,
Get
you
to
lose your
find them
note
all.
score.
See, I hate that last level. I love the entire game. I think the entire game's great, except for that last level, which I thought was cool as a kid. But there's 4 seasons, and so pretty much you go through the exact same level 4 different times, once in every season. It's like, so it's when you're missing 4 notes, it's like, cool, I have to check the level 4 times at least.
Yeah.
Like, it's so annoying.
Then the spoilers, but the board game thing at the end,
Oh, yeah.
I guess when, I don't know, was it like each tile you landed on, you have to do a different mini game?
Pretty
Is
much,
that what
yeah.
it was?
You answer a trivia question usually,
That-
but yes.
That's right.
Sometimes it is a mini game.
And somehow you managed to glitch that and break the game, so we couldn't properly beat it.
That is wrong. I did glitch it, which wouldn't let us beat it faster, but the end boss was just glitched for some reason. When I went home and like just plugged it in, still just glitched the puzzle and everything, it worked fine.
Oh.
So you went home and beat the game again.
No,
I
it
just
took
did
him
the
like
last
5
boss.
minutes.
I just went straight to.
Yeah,
Oh, I see,
It,
I
it
see.
took him like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Because
And
that's
then he
totally
started
something you
back
would
over.
do.
Replay the whole thing.
Yeah, you would totally do that.
Be like, hey Ben, look, I did in half the time you and me did it together. Look at that.
Yeah,
We should
so-
play. We should play through it again.
How long ago was that we did that?
Last year.
This time last year?
Right around this time last year.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we should do that.
Yeah.
Make a video out of it.
Sure?
Do a what?
Do a video out of it.
I do have a Dazzle capture card, which captures Nintendo 64 footage.
Do it.
There you go. It has to be done on the N64.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No, we're not.
We should totally do another playthrough and make a video out of it and use your Dazzle.
Done.
And we'll try to get a tube TV so that there's no input lag.
Try to get one. Steven's already got 2.
I have 3. I can only record off one of them though, because only one of them has output, and I don't have the cables
I see.
other than for becoming output. Yeah, we could do that though.
That'll work.
I'm down.
Every jiggy you get, you gotta take 2 shots.
Why does everything have to be a drinking game?
Because that's what I'm here for.
Okay.
You can take 2 shots for every jiggy.
Yeah.
200 shots and it goes like 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
We'll call this Operation Murder Alex.
Oh, yeah. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I'll let someone that's inexperienced like Steven pick what I drink as well.
Water.
Perfect. I will come back to Banjo-Kazooie though. But did you guys hear what's happening? The Bombay Sapphire? Is that the gin?
I did hear about this, and
Yes?
yes, I believe it is.
It's called? Have you heard about this?
I'm not too familiar now.
Essentially, this company that makes gin, and it's quite good gin, that usually comes out, and it's 40% alcohol proof, alcohol by volume, whatever you want to call it. Somehow they managed to mess it up when they were
Distilling.
fermenting
I
it or
did hear
distilling it,
about this.
and it came out like 70%.
Yeah.
I want to get my hands on some of this and just like strip paint with it. Or just like see what it does to me, and like it'll either be like make you dance on the table having so much fun,
Yeah.
or make you cry in the corner because it's gin.
There's a podcast called The Comedy Button. I think they've done 2 or 3 of these now. They called the Booze Apocalypse. And they just have their listeners send them in whatever terrible alcohol they can find. And they just drink it all on a podcast. Or 2 of them drink because the other 2 guys don't drink. And then they just talk about what they're drinking. So one they were looking at, and this one guy's like, okay, this has to be a joke. He's like, this is 95% alcohol. They're like, we're going to put in a little cap and drink it because they're like, this is insane. They're like, this is terrible. The guy writes them after. He's like, that was nail polish remover. I didn't think you guys would actually drink it. And they're like, oops. Like, shoot.
Oh, that's great. Oh man. Man, we should. I hope we get to the point where we can have people recommend drinks for us to do, or rather than recommend, send us the drinks to do. Send us stuff. That'd be nice one day. Back to Banjo-Kazooie. So we were talking about Yooka Laylee.
Oh, yeah.
So same creators as Banjo-Kazooie, same theme, same musical director.
Same menus, same everything.
Same soundtrack?
Not the same soundtrack, but the same guy who made the soundtrack. So
And it sounds very similar.
Yeah.
Like, similar in terms of you could put, like, you listen to it, it's like, oh, this is not a Banjo-Kazooie song, but it's like this would fit inside a Banjo-Kazooie level.
Yeah, exactly. They were really trying to recapture the atmosphere with that. I find music is a huge part of the atmosphere of games.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So what I want to see is I want to see somebody take the Yooka Laylee soundtrack and put it in Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
And just like remove the audio altogether.
See, none of the levels necessarily match up though.
No, okay.
Like, there's not many. I guess the mountain level, the second level, could fit inside Half-Fire Peaks of Banjo-Tooie. Maybe I guess it could go into Freeze Easy Peaks, but like everything else, I wouldn't really say.
These are the winter levels.
Yes.
The ice levels, so it's all.
I guess maybe Mumbo's Mountain could go into Tribal Stack Tropics.
Or what's the Aztec looking one from Banjo-Tooie? The first level from Banjo-Tooie.
Mayhem Temple.
Yeah, Mayan Mayhem or something. Mayhem Temple.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just
something like that. It could fit there, I think.
Maybe.
But yeah, Yooka Laylee. I've been playing it. You've already beaten it.
Yes, I have gotten everything. But
everything.
Close. Everything.
You went back and got everything.
I did end up going back, yeah, because it was. It sucks because I have a lot of things like podcasts and things I want to listen to, except a bunch of the games I want to play aren't things I like podcasts on as background noise. I just want to listen to the game. But Yooka Laylee was the perfect one where I was just like, oh, I could like play this while listening to a podcast. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna 100% it after all.
Yeah.
But now I wish there was more to the game because I wanted to still be like, man, you know, I can always go for more Yooka Laylee as I like play, or so who knows, maybe I'll just start a second playthrough. But
yeah, I'm very close to the end of the game. I think I just have the final boss and maybe, you know, picking up loose ends. But yeah, I get the feeling it's like I kind of don't want it to end. Despite being incredibly frustrated by the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Oh,
yeah, you've had some issues with it.
So, we'll get to that. I was playing it because Sarah is off exams now, and she got Horizon Zero Dawn, and is loving it because it's a fantastic game. And I agree from what I've seen, it's a fantastic game. I've heard it be called better than Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
Which a lot of people thought that was the best game, currently. But I think they're all wrong. But yeah, Sarah got Horizon, and she wants to play it, and it's single player. And I'm like, well, perfect time for me to play some Yooka Laylee. So we spent one weekend dog sitting, and literally she had the TV, I had my laptop, and we didn't speak for hours, just playing our separate games. It was awesome.
Dope.
Yeah,
And she didn't couch co-op with you and be the bees?
What?
Yeah, there's like a co-op mode in Yooka Laylee.
That you literally, like, the second player is just a set of bees that float around you.
What?
That will like get quills. That's all they do. You can't control a camera or like split screen or anything.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. I never played it. I had no idea what it actually was. I just heard there was some sort of co-op mode.
It's just because I watched Achievement Hunter do it, and Jamie became the bees.
Oh, I see.
Pissing off Ryan doing it.
Did you ever see the quote-unquote co-op mode in Banjo-Tooie?
I did, yes.
Yeah. That was, so, for the uninitiated,
like me?
Yeah. Do you remember Bottles? He was the little mole in Banjo-Kazooie.
He taught you moves.
Yeah.
Yes.
He died in the second game. Spoilers.
Oh. I don't remember that. And I did play the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the first thing that happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I played this
during
very
the
long
intro
time.
cutscene. He dies.
I played this once a very long time ago.
Well, anyway, he dies. So they had these hidden items in the first game called Stop and Swap. The idea was the Nintendo 64 would hold memory for like 8 seconds after you turn off the system. So the idea is you'd get all the items in Banjo-Kazooie, turn off the system, quickly switch cartridges, and turn it back on. The second game would read, oh, you got these items in this other game, and then it would unlock more content for you in the second game. The Nintendo 64 and Nintendo made some hardware switches to it, and then it made it so the Nintendo 64 would hold memory for like 0.6 seconds, and they're like, crap, like we can't do this anymore. Anyway, so it was a cool idea. It would have been sweet. And their idea for the second game was that they would do this co-op mode called Bottle's Revenge, where Balls goes from an angel to a little devil, and then you could take control of enemies, and either I think you could fight against other enemies, or you could just go attack Banjo if you wanted to.
Oh.
So,
and he could pick up notes and stuff. I'm pretty sure. I think. I did find an emulator.
Emulators recreated it.
With a port that, did have that in it, and I played around with it a bit. It was interesting.
Yeah.
So
cool.
There is a co-op mode, though, for Banjo-Tooie?
Again, with this feature that didn't end up getting fully released.
Oh, okay.
So, parts of the code were still in the game, or maybe the whole thing was just in the game. I don't really remember. But they may have just taken out the access part of it to actually be able to only access it, but through like a game. I'm pretty sure because with a Game Shark, I think you can access it. I don't know. It's cool though.
It is
better than Yooka Laylee's co-op probably.
Yeah.
Yooka is just bees.
Not the bees.
The bees.
But yeah, I did have issues with Yooka Laylee. It got me so frustrated that I almost tweeted like, Yooka Laylee is such a disappointment. Like, I almost totally shredded it because
never second guess a tweet. Always tweet first, guess later. It's how Trump does it.
There's this great tweet Ego Raptor was going to do. I don't think he ever ended up doing it, where he wrote out a tweet of something like really racist and then just screen capped it and then did another tweet like, whoa, glad I caught this one, and didn't tweet it out, but then just attached the screen caps so he's saying it anyway.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good joke.
But he didn't actually do it.
I don't think he ended up going with it through the night because he's like, this could still come back to bite me, as people might not think it's a funny joke, because I'm pretty sure he didn't say what it was, but it sounds like the original thing he was going to say was something like blatantly horribly racist.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't actually that racist, but would have been a funny joke.
Yeah, for sure. Some of the issues I had with Yooka Laylee. I don't know if it was just on my end, like I had my settings wrong or whatever. I was playing it on PC, but buggy as all hell. Like I would get stuck in walls, and some things wouldn't work. Some things that I thought were bugs were just me being stupid and not knowing how to finish the mission.
Such as.
So there's one mission where you're dealing with the Knights of Hamelot, and they're all pigs with like in full knight outfits, armor, and Steven was over on Saturday, and like, this one's bugged. Like, they've given me a clue for what to do, and I've tried doing it, and he's just like, yeah, you just use this move, and it's the other move that I could have used. Like, I
did you have like 10 moves at this point? Like,
this is near the end of the game. Like, they say you have to use your water ability to spray the pig, and then you have to use your sonar explosion. Well,
or they say make a loud noise.
Yeah.
And you have this move where it's like your bat screams so loud it does damage to a bunch of enemies in the immediate area.
Yeah.
So you think that makes sense. It's a loud noise.
Huh?
Instead,
if you like, that's the charged sonar attack. If you just do the regular sonar attack, it's just like this, and like this ring shoots out, and it activates sleeping things. It can activate hidden things. But it's just this tiny little screech, and it's just like, I tried this big explosion. I'm like, it doesn't work. I don't know. Like, it must be bugged. And Steven's like, no, just use the other move. And I used it, and it worked. I'm like, shit. Like, I can't believe it. And there was another thing too.
KG and the KG with the fire button.
Yes. So one of the levels, the swamp level, there's a jumping puzzle, I guess you could say. It's a bunch of fire platforms that you have to like absorb a fire ability so that you're immune to the fire, and then jump up all these platforms using a different ability. Regardless, you get to the top. There's a Pagey and a KG right at the top.
Those are two characters with eyes, and they have whatever talking capabilities.
Yeah.
The KGs don't have eyes.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think they have eyes.
Oh, maybe
And why are they
don't.
called KGs?
Because they're cages.
And it rhymes with Pages.
KG in a KG is way more fun to say than Pagey in a cage.
Not a page in a cage?
No. But
Really is fun.
you get to the top of this jumping puzzle, and I couldn't open the KG. Like, normally when you complete the challenge in the immediate area, it just automatically opens for you, or you can talk to it or something. And it wouldn't
The
open
KG.
for me. Yeah, no, the pagey
Oh.
in the cagey. So I get to the top of this thing and I'm like, see, there's no button here to open it or anything. And he's just like, no, it's on the final fire platform you just jumped off of. The fire is constantly going and you can't really see the button that well. So like,
I was able to see it.
You're saying you didn't use your water ability thing to put out the fire?
You don't get the water ability at that. Like, you have to eat a berry, and then that berry gives you the fire abilities or the water abilities or whatever. So there's no water berries around.
Yeah, it was only absorbing a fire ability and getting to the top, but I missed the button.
Yeah, the way it works is that it's like a pseudo timer, so like you only have until your like little fire ability expires, because you need that fire ability in order to hit the button. Otherwise, you could just fly straight up there. Then you're not doing the challenge really. So that's why they had to put the button in the fire. They could have made it more obvious. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Yeah. It's definitely hard to see.
And again, this is just me being stupid. These past two examples, like I'm not complaining about those parts of the game. Some of the more frustrating parts of the game, probably the most frustrating, is the camera. Apparently it's being updated and fixed.
Yeah.
But I've basically played the whole game on this terrible camera mode.
Would it be better if you added like an N64 controller with no camera stick?
No.
That would make it way worse.
The problem I have, like, I can control the camera around. It auto centers behind me, which means, like, if I'm trying to strafe, we'll say, like, run sideways but look sideways as well, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So you're running to the right but looking to the left, essentially.
Yes.
Almost. That makes sense.
If you were to run around a ring, you're looking at the center of the ring.
Yes.
That's what I mean. I try to do that, but it will auto center behind me, so it always goes the way you're running.
And you can't just hold the thumbstick to the right.
No, because my thumb is being occupied elsewhere with buttons. Like, I have to jump and lick and do all these things, use abilities that I can't constantly be.
And you can't just claw it?
No, I'm not good enough to claw.
Also, clawing destroys your hands. If you're out there, do not learn to claw. Your hands will be wrecked.
Google what clawing is.
It's curling your finger, like your index finger, around to hit the face buttons instead of using your thumb. Some people it is more comfortable, and those people more power to them. But yeah, several people I know who've learned to claw where it wasn't comfortable for them. Yeah, their hands are garbage now.
Yeah. So I can deal with this, right? Like, fine, whatever. This is the way it is. They programmed it like this. The next issue with the camera is that it has collision abilities. So the camera collides with the environment, which means, like, sometimes you'll get into an area where you need to see, but you can't because there's no room behind you for the camera to exist. And there was one point where I was in the capital casino, and there's a few towers of these giant, like, 8-foot tall dice, red dice, and I jumped in between these two towers. There was enough room for me, there was not enough room for the camera to get through, which meant I couldn't see shit, because the camera would not go through or around or whatever, and I had to run basically back through the dice so that the camera could keep up with me. I'm like, this is garbage, dude, I can't deal with this. Ruining my life.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, because the game is a lot of fun, but yeah,
oh,
when
yeah,
those, like, little
sure.
technical issues happen, it's just like,
yeah. Dialogue options were very annoying.
not being able to skip, or in which way?
There's too much of it,
and...
and...
you didn't make it Italian?
What?
Is that a thing? Like, the dialogue goes faster if it's in Italian? Speedrunning strats? No?
Is that a thing?
I always heard that was a thing.
Usually it's in Japanese, but...
Oh, for some reason I heard Italian.
Italians known for their video game making.
Because you know me in speedrunning as well.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. Now that I'm complaining about these things on air, it's they seem a lot more
trivial.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, the camera occasionally gets caught after I played for 40 hours. Like,
not occasionally.
Please,
it was
28.
a constant thing.
Yeah. It was really funny because, yeah, when talking to Ben, he's talking about all these things, and I'm just like, I never had a problem with any of this. I have no idea what he's on about. And recently I finally came into the problem once where the camera was an issue. I'm like, man, like, that sucks. That would really affect my enjoyment of this game if I had problems with it all the time.
Yeah, it pulls me out of the immersion. Not that you would know what that's like.
Immersion's overrated.
Immersion is life.
I don't feel immersed in life.
No,
I'm a bystander.
you're a bystander in all that you do. Yeah. So the game is good. The game is good.
For sure. Once that update's out, it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. Too little, too late. Because, and you and I have talked about this before, it's a game that you play it once and you really don't need to play it again.
No. Yeah, unless you're like in love with it, or maybe like 5-10 years down the line. But it's not something where like Banjo-Kazooie, I could legitimately play that game, then restart and play it a second time, like right after.
Yeah.
I love that game a lot. Yooka-Laylee isn't that good. It's good. It's really fun, but it's not something where like right after I finish it, I'm like, okay, I'm putting this down for a while. It's so.
One of the worst parts of Banjo-Kazooie is like the one moment you have to backtrack.
Yes.
Between, like, you go to one world, pretty much the first 4 worlds, you can complete them in one shot. And then you get to one world, it's like, here's one thing that you can't do until you get something from the next world.
It's not like you can just skip that world, because if you go to the one right after, you need something from the previous world as well. Like, you need to do.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to have to go back and forth, where Yooka-Laylee has a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. And Banjo-Kazooie is one of those games where I consider myself a speedrunner. So it's
I wouldn't.
it's one of those cases where it's just like, oh, dang it, this is such a waste of time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's one reason why I didn't like Banjo-Tooie as much either. It was just like, or even like there's certain jiggies you can only access by going through another world first, and then there's like some hidden tunnel to take you back to them. I'm like, nah, screw off. That's annoying.
Yeah, for sure. I did try to play Banjo-Tooie again.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got about halfway through it and then got distracted by life and never continued.
I find I can usually do up to like Witchy World, and by the time I'm finishing that, I'm like, I've had enough.
Really? I only got to Jolly Roger Bay, which is like midway through the game.
Yeah, which is the level right after Witchy World.
Oh, I was thinking Grunty Industries. Never mind.
Oh, Grunty Industries sucks. That level blows.
Sorry about this, Alex.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Yeah.
That was Victoria.
That was dope. We
have fish.
Did you get laid?
No, but I did have fish.
Did you lay the fish?
No, the restaurant people laid it for me.
Got it.
Yeah, no, it was dope. Had nice weather. Kind of rained off and on. Went to Bouchard Gardens. Had a great time.
For the uneducated,
Bouchard Gardens was a series of gardens that basically Mr. Bouchard had a quarry and like a cement plant, and his wife, Mrs. Bouchard, or Miss Bouchard, whatever you want to call her, said, "Screw it, I'm gonna make a flower garden," and she made a flower garden, and eventually the quarry got shut down. She turned the quarry into this giant garden. It's huge. You got to pay money to get into. Really pretty.
That's cool.
There's a bunch of statues everywhere, and you know, me being me, made my amazing puns that I like to do. Ben, if you want to read these,
I'm on it.
Swipe that way, and you can read them. These statues were scattered around the gardens. Yeah, tell me what you think.
So it's a picture of what appears to be some sort of deer-like animal statue, and it has a Snapchat-esque quote on top of it. "Are you looking at my ass?"
It's a donkey.
It's a donkey.
From the angle I'm looking at, that looks like a deer to me as well. Don't worry.
No, it's a donkey.
The next one is a statue of... What is that?
Pile of rocks.
What is that?
Hey, well, you got to read the thing, cause the puns in the description.
There's a statue of a pig. "Sorry, but you're starting to bore me."
BOAR.
Wah, wah. This one, there is a Chinese dragon. "Man, this trip is dragon on." And then a picture of what appears to be 2 fish. "Thank God you're a sturgeon, not a doctor." Are your ears bleeding yet, Steven?
Last one.
Last one. I think it's a...
They're herons.
They're herons. I thought it was a turtle from a distance.
Oh.
2 herons in a pond. They're waiting for me to say something.
I wish you stayed in Victoria.
You know.
That's cool.
You gotta make the puns while you can. Yeah, that's it.
Were those your Snapchats?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Come on.
I don't have Snapchat.
I appreciate you not sending them to me.
Oh, yeah? Oh, man. Puns are great. I love puns.
I really want to see the picture of you in Edmonton now.
I know, so do I.
the voyeurism.
Just me and my dad walking down the street with the Edmonton Oilers jerseys, just super happy.
Yeah.
What, jerseys?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, he goes all out.
apparently.
He's a real fan.
Man.
It was my dad's jersey. He has like 3, so he's like, here, you can use one. I was like, yeah.
Why didn't you invite out Justin?
An
I
asshole.
don't know.
Shoulda. Come to the
Maybe.
game. Then you could have met him before I did.
Well, there's some father-son bonding time plus uncle. So
I see.
Yeah.
Any other Victorian stories?
Went to Royal Roads, which is the school I'll be going to in the fall.
Royal Roads?
Royal Roads. Essentially, another amazing old person decided to retire out there, built a castle, and to become a estate manager and to go fishing while he's retired. He essentially built his own salmon and trout ponds on his property.
That's awesome.
Because why not when you got money and you're Scottish Baron? Like, really. This is the school as well that in all the X-Men movies, the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, that's this school.
Wow.
That's where I get to go.
Alex is going to become an X-Men.
That's the hope.
You already got an X in your name.
Damn
So,
right. And I already got my power picked out. That'll be dope.
What's your power?
Wherever, whenever, table shows up with a bunch of papers and stuff on it, I can flip it wherever I want.
So you get to spawn flippable tables?
Flippable tables.
Oh,
so if
man.
it's just, I want to go to this bar. No, I don't want to go to that bar. I want to go to this bar. Flip the table, walk out. Just for that moment.
he's gonna put you out of business, Ben.
Why is he going to put me out of business?
Can't build tables anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'll be upside down.
I can't sell any tables to Alex because he can just spawn them.
Pretty much. Got fish and chips as well. There's a place called Barb's Fish and Chips on Fisherman's Wharf, which is like a
Chips or crisps?
chips.
Okay.
There's a bunch of houseboats there, and Barb's is a floating houseboat restaurant essentially.
That's
You sit
cool.
outside. Unfortunately, they don't serve beer, but you're on the water and it's cool anyway.
Do you remember the houseboat restaurant thing from One Piece? Where they find Sanji?
Yes. Yeah.
I recently restarted watching One Piece as well.
Have you gotten to the part with Sanji?
I have.
That's dope.
It's dope. I'm just past that. Like
Oh, okay.
I'm like going all the way back.
Oh, man. It's so hard to watch that series.
Yeah.
Sanji is one of my favorites. Just
Yeah.
Like cigarette in the mouth the whole time, like hands in his pockets. He just smokes everybody.
Literally. With his feet.
Yep.
Doesn't want to wreck his hands so he can cook.
Like Steven getting tattoos on his feet so he doesn't wreck his hands.
I think we should do this. I think we should.
Tattoos on my feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, easy for you to say. You're not paying for it. You're not getting tattoos on your feet.
What if I got my nipple pierced for you to do that?
Oh shit.
Why?
You could pull out a piercing?
Because one of the many girls who enjoy my feet wouldn't necessarily like them as much with tattoos on them.
You're full of shit.
Sure your mom can get over it.
Oh, what was it? I made a joke the other day.
About dying alone.
No. Oh, shoot.
Not a joking matter, Alex. You don't joke about
so
Steven's reality.
my sister is pregnant right now.
Oh.
And they have to go to childbirth classes, her and her husband. And I was just like, oh, like the husband has to go as well. And my sister's like, yeah, Steven, when you have a wife one day and she gets pregnant, you'll have to go with her. And first of all, I don't really want kids. So I'm like, that's not happening. But secondly, I just go, I'm like, no, I'll get one of my other wives to do it. She's like, Steven, that's sinful. Yeah, whatever.
That's hilarious. Oh, I was reminded of something. I was browsing Twitter, and some guy who's a friend of X-Man, he tweeted saying something along the lines of, "E-girls is not for me girls" is still a great thing to live by. That he retweeted. I'm like, yeah.
There was I was telling Alex about this. That there's an e-girl recently who tweeted saying, "Lol, in high school I dated a dude just because I wanted to sleep with his dad."
Oh, God.
I was like, whoa,
Savage.
Hardcore.
yeah.
High school, too.
Imagine how terrible you'd feel if you found out that was you. Just like she's like, oh, I didn't actually want to be with you. I wanted to be with your dad.
Man, there was an episode of Always Open, which is one of Rooster Teeth's podcasts,
All right.
and they were talking about, or they had a fan send in a confessional, because that's a segment of their show, and this person confessed to hanging out with his best friend after school all the time. Like they'd go, almost every single day, and then sometimes he would just stay the night and then get up and go to school or whatever the next morning. And I think he said he was 16. One day he gets up before his friend, goes down to get a drink of water or something from the kitchen, and there's his friend's mom in her underwear just in the kitchen. Apparently didn't seem to mind, and so he made a move and ended up sleeping with her, and then ended up sleeping with her for the next year, like consistently.
Dang.
Like, whoa.
Champion.
It's one of those things. It's like you're 16 and you have all these hormones raging. It's like, yeah, this makes sense. Looking back, it's like, oh my god, that's crazy.
I feel like you could always hold that over your friend though. It's like, ha, I had sex with your mom
For a year.
because I did. Like, that's a guy I went to school with,
Fuck with your
university.
mom?
He said that his daughter is getting to the age where they can start to mess with her, and especially when she's trying to be like cool. And so like,
yeah.
she's like 11 years old or something, and they're at a mall, and she's walking like 8 steps ahead of them.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be seen with her parents. She wants to be independent.
Right.
So they just start showing her like, "We still love you." Other things. Apparently, when she has friends over, he'll just go and be like, "I had sex with your mom last night because I did." Just-
Oh man, I would totally hold that over my friend.
Yeah.
I'd start calling my friend son and my boy. I'm your father now. We're the same age. Now what do we talk about?
Has this ever happened to you guys? This happened to me just before we started.
Erectile dysfunction.
Not today.
Because of eroded arteries, penile arteries.
Maybe.
Go ahead and tell your story.
When you're going to the bathroom and you're trying to do up your fly, has the tab ever gotten stuck down and you can't pull it back up?
Yes.
Yes.
I hate that moment. I was stuck in there for 2 minutes trying to do up the tab, and I was seriously just going to walk out without it done up and just assert my dominance. But, I decided not to.
That's interesting.
Not at all. I just wanted to see if I was crazy or...
No, I've had that.
You guys ever gotten your junk stuck in your zipper?
Yes.
What part of the junk?
Any part of it?
I've more often had scrotum stuck in zipper than dick stuck in zipper.
Well,
Really? I've never had either.
Oh.
So
Really?
I'm glad
Oh,
you guys admitted it.
so I've had scrot stuck in zipper, and that's the most... Well, what I don't get, like, women will have kids, like, 2 or 3 times. Like, I have 2 brothers, and they say having kids is the most painful experience of their life, but they'll have 2 or 3 of them. I've only got my balls stuck in my zipper once. Like, I will make sure I have, like, purposely held things back and, like, just, it hurt that badly.
I mean, my balls aren't really big enough for it to be a real issue, but
Apparently
it has
mine are.
happened. Like, I don't have to consistently grab and, dancer's belt my junk
Yeah,
away.
just tuck it out of the way.
I saw it, if you guys remember Mansers, that wonderful bit of TV.
I don't.
Mansers.
Okay, it was a terrible TV show. It was by
Really?
Spike. You guys remember Spike TV?
Oh, yeah.
I had peasant television.
They it was pretty much answers all men want to know.
Okay.
So like it was like, I don't know. There's a bunch. So it was pretty much all things about just like guns or beer or whatever else. And one of them they had was, what should you do if your junk gets stuck in your zipper? And apparently the answer is pliers, and not against your junk, against like the zipper tab thing. You just squeeze and you just break it. Then it'll just immediately release. But they're like, don't. They tell you things not to do, so like don't tear down on it or something, because then it can rip.
You just said rip.
Have you ever seen the movie?
Rip the rip.
It's a romantic comedy, and I'm not a big fan of these. Something About Mary.
No.
Can't say I'm familiar enough.
It's got Ben Stiller in it, and
There's your problem.
hey, he was great in Happy Gilmore.
I don't really like Happy Gilmore.
Never seen Happy Gilmore.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the photo.
Buddy.
Buddy. It's got him, and it's got, I think it's Cameron Diaz in it, and I hate her, but she's all right in this movie. Like, I hate her with a passion.
Why?
I just think she's a bad actor or actress, I guess. Like, it could be like I've seen like more modern stuff she's in.
Like Ben Stiller?
No, Ben Stiller's a saint. Okay, Night at the Museum, great movie.
Okay, the first one. I never
Yes,
saw the rest of them.
Are you serious? No, don't give it a Night at the Museum a great movie award.
It was great. I liked it.
Hastlecast does not endorse Night at the Museum.
Why not?
Movie blows.
I do like Owen Wilson though, as an actor.
Owen Wilson is tight. Shanghai Nights and Shanghai Noon, dope movies.
Wait,
Mint.
thoughts on Jackie Chan?
Awesome.
Yeah, I get down with some Chan.
Yeah, get down with some Chan.
Get down, get down.
Essentially, the premise of the movie is oh god, I can't look that up and talk at the same time. Ben Stiller went to high school prom. He like wasn't the most popular kid in high school, but the really popular girl, he goes up and asks her out, and she says yes, and she turns out to be really cool. Everything goes well, I guess. He goes to her house to pick her up. They kind of surprise their parents that kind of the geek with the hot chick, but whatever. He's in the bathroom, and in the movie, he does put his balls through his fly.
Oh.
And like, not just a touch, he like properly goes like a
Yeah.
couple rungs in.
A couple
kinda
of
deal.
rungs in.
And the dad of the girl he's picking up, Mary, he calls in the fire department, they call in the police, they get the ambulance, they get the neighbors, they get the fucking news in there. Everybody's like, guys, screw helping him. You got to check this out. Like, it's horrible, but check it out. Hey, you guys haven't seen it. Come here and check it out. And the movie just goes on, and it's about him trying to reconnect with her. But the balls in the zipper thing is really funny. And
Yeah.
there's two guitarists that continuously follow them around the entire movie.
Wow.
They play these sweet licks, but they're can't be seen or something. I don't know. It's cool. I will find the photo and shock your day, though.
Okay. I think scrotum stuck in zipper, or fly rather. You think it's more or less of a problem if there's hair or not?
I guess it would only depend if the hair got stuck in the zipper as well.
Well, do you think it's more frequent for there to be hair? Hard to say.
It's been a while since I've checked my own personal package. Does hair grow out of
The ball sack?
Yeah, I don't think it
Yes.
does.
It does,
It?
yeah.
Does it? Okay, well, never mind then.
I know firsthand.
Okay.
Emphasis on the hand.
I don't know. I assume it would be worse because then you potentially have 2 or 3 other things that are gonna get ripped out as well.
So you're saying there's some sort of entanglement,
Yeah,
diversification.
I'd say there's a better chance.
Okay.
On a side note, we convinced Derek a while ago to let us wax his testicles.
This is true. I forgot about this.
Yeah, I still want to do it.
Derek, who has been on the podcast before.
Yeah. So, Derek, if you listen to this week, let us know when you want to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't find this photo.
That sucks.
Unless I'm just making up this photo in my mind, which it could be.
It was a dream.
But Derek's ball waxing though, like we're gonna heat up a tub of wax and he's just gonna teabag the wax and dunk him fully. Not just like put strips on like how we did Ben's legs or anything, or like in little chunks. Like he's just dunking him in like a tea bag, and he's just pulling him right out. And then
It's going to be a dip, strip, and rip.
See, next
Yeah.
time we talk to him, I'm assuming he's going to be less drunk than he was last time when we talked to him about this. In which case, he might actually be like, no, I'm not doing it. Because I feel like most people would say no.
do you think he like needs something for it, or did he just say I'll do it? Like a
Oh, no, he wanted money.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Would he take Ben piercing his nipples for doing it?
Probably not.
Oh man.
What did you say, like $200?
I think 200 was what was agreed on.
I could get behind that.
We could cash in a bit of Patreon money or something.
Oh, man. If we had Patreon money.
Yeah.
Do we want to do safe word?
Sure. I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
Frogger. This is a bad thing, but I'll go with it anyway.
Like, what kind of bad?
Like Frozen bad,
Oh.
or like that week of stuff bad.
Okay.
So wait.
I have 4, but this one just came through when I was looking for last week's stuff. That it's a weird name for stuff, or it's a weird name for an action. I'll say that much.
Okay, so it's a sexual maneuver. Frogger. You can frogger someone.
Okay.
It's when the
Wait,
person...
did we explain what safe word was? Do we
No,
need to?
we didn't.
Safe word is a part of the show where we take terms or phrases from Urban Dictionary and attempt to define them and see how well we have our beat on society.
It's so far not worked out too well for us.
No. We have got it sometimes.
Yeah, it's gone okay.
So the first safe word is frogger.
Yep.
Frogger is when it's a sexual maneuver is when one person squats like a frog and the other person gets underneath their genitals and the squatter repeatedly makes not a teabagging motion but a dipping motion that may result in a teabagging effect. It doesn't have to be male, it doesn't have to be female. It's like a face sitting squat.
Which way is the person on the ground? Are they like
face up?
No kidding. But like, are their legs like on the same side? Or are their legs like behind the person?
I don't think
like,
it matters.
Facial orientation doesn't matter.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's my guess.
All right.
I'm gonna say you guys are familiar with Leapfrog.
Yes.
Game.
Yes.
So you play Leapfrog nude.
Oh.
And just as you go in, you do something to excite or tease the other person. It might be a little
Balls to the back of the head.
ball tickle. Might be tongue punching the dirt star. Bonus points as well if you can do this in traffic.
Oh.
If you're on a highway and you're doing this on either side of the highway or across the road, massive bonus points.
Gotta get those bonus points. Bonus nugs.
Bonus nugs. Both of you are close. The definition for Frogger is the act of jacking off in the shower while squatting in a position and bouncing up and down on the balls of your feet, imitating a frog, and firing your spooge directly into the drain, avoiding unnecessary cleanup.
It's a shower. It's a cleaning machine. What sort of unnecessary cleanup would there be?
I don't know. That's Urban Dictionary
Why
for
in
you.
the world would you want to bounce like that?
I don't know, you get in some rhythm, you just start going at it.
Maybe it causes stress on your gooch, because that can be a pleasurable sensation.
All right.
Can't sound familiar, but sure.
Do you have a gooch?
Doesn't everybody have a gooch?
That wasn't the question.
Didn't I answer it?
No.
If I think everybody has a gooch, then that would imply something about
No,
my.
but
that
do
doesn't
you
mean you're
have a
everybody.
gooch?
If I think everybody has one, that.
But you aren't everybody.
It doesn't matter what you think. Do you have one?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering why you were avoiding the question so much.
I was wondering why you needed to ask.
Hmm.
Does not everybody have one?
What do you quantify as a gooch?
I guess not everybody does. In childbirth, your gooch can tear, and then you're.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's the thing where basically the two holes become one. That is a thing.
Steven's face right now.
He's gonna go look it up now.
Yeah, what is it called?
I have no idea.
I want to say perineum, but I think that's something different.
Would you like me to look it up?
Yeah, do it.
Right. While I look it up, your next word is Arvo. ARVO.
Acronym?
Nope.
Arvo.
Was Argo the movie about like the kid who wants to make movies or whatever?
Argo was the Ben Affleck going to Iraq, I think, and rescuing the Americans.
Not the movie I was thinking of then. Dang.
Are you thinking of the TV show?
I don't think there's some movie about like some kid who pretty much just grew up in like this marketplace. His dad was like a
Clockmaker?
yeah,
Oh,
and the kid became like super interested in film somehow, and like
that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Hugo. Never mind.
maybe
Was there an automaton, like a mechanical man that drew the picture of the moon with the rocket inside?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. And
isn't that kid super into film in that movie?
think so.
Where are you going with this?
I was hoping that movie was Argo, and I was gonna try to tie Argo into Arvo.
Let's just assume it is.
Well, no, that doesn't work now. Okay, I'm gonna say it is a term from another language. I don't know if you guys have ever, or another type of culture or whatever. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term oy vey.
I have.
It's kind of like that. I'm pretty sure it's a Jewish term.
I think so.
I'm gonna say that Arvo is when they get really drunk and can't.
Sounds like
Just like oy vey, just like oh, just like they can't do like oys or whatever. Just kind of like they slur it all together, and then they probably hit their kids.
It almost sounds more like how a robot would say oy vey.
Maybe
Could
I
be
don't
a Jewish robot.
What's a Jewish robot?
A Jewish robot?
Yeah. How would you define one?
A Jewish robot.
Got a picture of dreidel on his chest and the curly locks.
No, a Jewish robot is a sentient dreidel, made mostly of metal. You can talk to it. It speaks Jewish a language?
It is not. No.
What?
Yiddish is.
Yiddish is. But what is the language of Jewish people?
I thought that was Yiddish.
It might be Yiddish or some sort of like Hebrew or something.
Hebrew, that's what I'm thinking. It speaks Hebrew. This Jewish robot speaks Hebrew.
Okay.
Does it work on the Sabbath?
It doesn't. It
It
observes
just
all...
powers down.
What?
Just powers down.
Correct. It observes all Jewish cultural regulations, and if you push certain buttons on it, it dispenses yarmulkes.
All right.
So
I like it. Yeah.
I think it would also be evangelical. So it goes around.
So is this an Arvo? Is this your definition of Arvo then?
Yeah. It's a Jewish robot, and that's how it says oy vey. When you push the button to dispense the yarmulke, it goes Arvo. That's it. I hope none of that was racist.
Slightly.
Well, no, it wouldn't be racist.
I don't think it's racist. More just it shows that we don't know much about Jewish culture. When the only thing we think was like dreidel and oy vey.
I said yarmulke.
That's the extent of our knowledge on Jewish culture.
And Hebrew.
I knew Hebrew. You didn't know Hebrew.
No. I knew it. Well, no.
I can't find a word for what that's properly called.
Jesus was Jewish. I knew
He was
that.
the king of them.
King of the Jews. Donkey riding.
Who killed Jesus? Didn't I think not.
Wait. Where
Pushed
did
in
the
9/11.
Romans...
Guess is better than mine.
Which death are we talking about here?
I'm pretty sure it was. What do you mean which death?
He rose from the dead, man. Was it?
He didn't die again.
You know, he just walked off.
Okay.
He just pieced.
Yeah, he mic dropped and got out of there.
It's true. Okay, so first death. The Romans, I thought. They're the ones that crucified him.
Hey, or maybe the Jews just turned him in. I don't remember. I know the Jews had some sort of.
I'm pretty sure the Jews just turned him in.
Judas betrayed him.
Or
That
was
is
it, like,
true.
20 pieces of silver or whatever.
That's why whenever talking about Ben outside of this group, I always call him Judas because he betrayed me.
When did I betray you?
He gave his heart to someone else.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he went left.
And no, it
God,
wasn't.
that was clever on the spot. That was funny.
Okay, it was.
I honestly thought you were going to say he went left. Arvo. One of many words that Australians have cut syllables off and replaced with O. This one represents the hours after 12 p.m. and is used by people, myself included, who can't be bothered saying afternoon.
So instead of saying afternoon, you say Arvo?
Yep.
Good Arvo.
Good Arvo.
What language? What culture?
Australian.
Australian?
Yep. Good Arvo.
I thought they just said good day, mate.
Yeah,
All the
but
time to everybody.
What if it's not day?
Good night, mate.
Good night, mate.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, mate. Dingo ate my baby.
All right, your next lovely safe word is DeKalb. DEKALB.
DEKALB. Decalb?
DeKalb.
Sorry, B as
D.
in Ben or D as in
Dingo.
Deuteronomy?
As in dingo.
Deuteronomy. What are
We
you?
were talking about Jesus. So
What are you Jewish?
books of the Bible came up.
Is Deuteronomy a book?
It
is.
Oh, I don't know. DeKalb, as in Deuteronomy.
Wait, I thought you said it was B.
It's D.
Decalb. DEC.
What letter is that?
B. Okay, it is B.
DEK.
So not Deuteronomy then.
DEKALB.
That's it. Is that not a D?
The last letter? I'm
No.
talking about the last letter.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the first one.
No, I got the first one.
Why is that B backwards?
I was like,
When you showed me again, I'm like, did I seriously mess this up? I can't.
no, DeKalb.
Okay.
Yes. I honestly thought you were talking about the first one.
This is stupid. I can't think of anything. Decalb.
DeKalb. I know it's not much to get for you to go off of, but
So it's when you have a cool friend named Blake. And Blake, every time he comes in and interrupts whatever you're saying, it doesn't matter where he is, That's called getting decalbed. Or, in regular speak, blaked backwards.
Yes. that does check out.
Oh, I didn't mean that was it. I was like, no
No,
way.
that's not. I was looking at decal backwards.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we said yes. I was like, no way.
Yeah, I'm like, why specifically Blake? Where's he going with this?
Yeah. Like decalbed. That sounds like a reversed word. Blaked backwards. Fucking Blake. You guys have a cool friend named Blake?
I know a guy named Blake.
Is he cool?
Oh yeah, he's a pretty decent dude.
Yeah? Did he ever decalb?
No, not really.
Alex?
I've never met a Blake, as far as I know.
Okay.
For us, at least, Blake's kind of an uncommon name, as far as I know.
The character with black hair and Ruby, isn't her name Blake?
Correct.
Okay. So it's when you're an anime nerd and you're wanting to talk about the hit anime Ruby.
All right.
And except you don't want like other people to know they're talking about anime stuff because you're kind of embarrassed by it because you have low self-confidence. So you're like, I need code names. So instead of saying Blake, you say DeKalb when you're referring to this character because you're actually part of the Blake fan club. You're her biggest fan.
So you say Blaked backwards instead of Blake?
Sure.
It's like saying Alucard, because why not?
Alucard.
Alucard, because that's Dracula backwards.
Yeah. Way to steal mine.
Yeah, I know. The D comes in because you need to make it slightly more subtle.
Okay.
The D comes in because you need to make it slightly more subtle.
Yeah. The D always comes in.
The D comes in. Okay.
Hit it! To torture or restrain with intellectual barbed wire.
I was closer.
Sorry, what's intellectual barbed wire?
I have no idea. Second definition, any threat of violence, torture, or sex play involving barbed wire.
Why barbed wire?
In a sentence, my teacher decalbed me again with more homework than I could ever finish. Decalbed.
Blaked backwards is much better.
Yeah. There you go.
Any more words?
This is a pretty obvious one. Sextra credit.
Extra credit.
When you boned the teacher to get more marks.
Bingo.
Marks.
I don't think that's it. I think extra credit is when you do nice things. It's almost like brownie points.
Okay.
You do nice things for your girlfriend in the hopes of getting more sex. You're getting extra credit for sex. Sextra credit. Extra credit. Sextra credit. That's it.
Say sextred.
No. Sextra credit.
Performing sexual favors to raise a grade.
It could be raising your sex
Is that how
rate.
you passed first year university?
You said first grade.
I did. I was like, shoot.
It
That's
isn't.
awkward.
I went to a Christian school for university.
I don't see your point.
Sometimes people were doing blowies in the stairwells there.
Blowies.
Yeah.
Blowies.
I got blowies from a movie I saw recently.
What?
Yeah, it was. I didn't get blowies. I got the.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I was like, whoa, this just got a lot more personal.
No, I didn't get any blowies, but I got the term blowies from a movie. I think it was Bad Moms or something like that. It's got Mila Kunis and some other asshole, and
That's not you.
correct. And she was a mom, and she was having marital trouble. So her and her husband went to counseling, and he's just like, "Come on, how can I deal with this? She only gives me a blowy like once every 5 weeks." She's like, "Yeah, well maybe if you cleaned up the freaking kitchen and stuff, I'd give you so many blowies." Like, pretty funny.
There you go.
Blowies.
Blowies. Blowies.
I feel like that's the brand name of some sort of lollipop, like a blowy.
Blowy.
Or like tissues. Blowies.
Yeah, for nose blowing.
Sure.
How often would you guys say you blow your nose?
Depends how sick I am.
Well, say you're not sick.
Probably never.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't get plugged up and
Oh,
well,
I
not
do.
plugged up.
I
but-
do. I just pick it.
What quantifies a nose pick?
What do you mean by quantifies a nose?
Like how far in do you need to
Like,
go?
is that a pick? Like, is it just like
I would
touching
say
the tip?
if you were
it's like
scraping anything out from the inside of your nose, like
Purposely
anything
scraping?
around like this.
like, would you call that a pick? How it's just kind of rubbing the inside? Like,
I'll
is that a
count it.
pick? Yeah. Or would it have to be like a pick?
I think the moment it goes inside, like even if it's just in the entrance.
Otherwise, if it's just like on the edge there, kind of making sure there's nothing.
What happens if you take a tissue and you wrap your finger in it and then you dig around with that?
That's a pick. That's a gross pick. Then you have tissue paper and stuff stuck up there.
Well, maybe whatever shitty Kleenex brand you're using.
Just wash your hands like an adult.
Wash my. No, it's not a pick. It's more like a wipe. You're wiping the inside of your nose.
I don't think I've ever done that. I can't imagine that's pleasant at all.
I haven't done it either. I'm just saying.
Have you ever put a tampon up your nose?
I have not.
No?
I ball up a Kleenex I ball up a Kleenex like a normal person.
I don't do either.
You know, do you get bloody noses?
No.
That would be why.
Sure, bloody nose. That's where I was going with that.
Oh, okay. I've heard that's a viable.
That is an absolutely viable thing. I've never had it. I know people that have playing rugby.
Mm.
Happens all the time. It's like nothing else. Put one up, cut the end off, go back on. Good enough.
It's meant for nose vaginas.
Yeah, put that on the box.
Ben James meant for nose vagina.
Yeah, Ben is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the tampons.
No, it was a quote of Ben.
I know.
Recommended by Ben James.
Yeah.
Endorsed
meant for
by Ben
nose
Gates.
vaginas. Man, this has been a genital heavy episode.
Has it? Oh man.
That's fine. No heavy genitals though.
You know, peeing is hard. Doctor told me not to lift heavy things. That's where we're going at.
He's well endowed.
Steve was like hiccuped halfway through saying that.
Junk is huge.
The gasp the size of junk.
We're taking it all in.
He always takes it all in. Steven, you got a gravy boat. You Sadistic's new album?
Yeah, I talked about this a few episodes ago. This rapper named Sadistic put out an album called Altars.
Don't let the album cover deter you from it. It's amazing.
I recommended this album to my coworker. He's like, I'll check it out. And he just like opens up an image of the cover art, and he's like, this guy's insane. Like, yeah, it's dope.
I gotta look this thing up now.
Well, and then as soon as you start listening to his stuff, it's like the art and that don't quite match if you like just listen to it.
I think it matches perfectly.
Well, if you actually like listen to the lyrics, I'm sure it does. But if it's like, oh, it's kind of upbeat-ish hip hop, I would call it. And like the art looks like it's screamo metal.
What's the name of the album? Sorry?
Altars. I
don't know if I call it
upbeat.
No, I don't know. It's like good hip hop, I guess. And
whoa,
yeah, right.
For the listeners out there, it's pretty much a painting of him with his eyes gouged out and like his chest cavity split open as he's being crucified.
No, he's hung by rings from his shoulder skin.
Okay, that is true. Yes, his arms are up like he's being crucified. Though.
Yeah.
That's brutal. There's a couple crosses in front of his chest cavity.
Apparently, the guy that did the art for this would try to be commissioned. You're telling me this.
Yeah,
tried to be commissioned by other people.
Yeah, so the guy who painted that, several music artists have asked him to do work for them in their covers, and he's turned every single one of them down. And then Sadistic reached out to him. He's like, look, here's my album. This is what I'm kind of going for. Would you help me? And the guy listened to his album. He's like, this is inspiring. He's like, I know exactly what you probably want. And came up with that.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Anyway, Sadistic put out a music video for this album for one of the songs on there, Free Spirits. And it is one of the craziest videos I've ever seen in terms of just like weird stuff everywhere. And the song's pretty dope. So, yeah, that's the recommendation this week. Sadistic Free Spirits. Gravy Boat.
There you go. You can find that song on our Gravy Boat playlist on YouTube, as well as all the previous recommendations from previous shows. We usually do one per week, sometimes two. Sometimes we throw a little bonus one in there. So yeah, go check out that and all those and see if you can expand your horizons on your taste in music. I was going to say there, but I had to do the Gravy Boat plug. Is it crazier than Funky Forest?
No, nothing is crazier than Funky Forest.
Okay.
Who's Funky Forest?
The movie. The Japanese movie.
Just go into incognito mode and Google Funky Forest.
I'm pretty sure the whole thing's on YouTube.
Yeah, you could probably find it.
Sorry, speaking of Japanese, Battle Royale. Fantastic movie. Have you heard of whatever Players Underground Battleground or whatever?
Yes, Players Unknown Battleground.
That's literally Battle Royale, the video game.
Yes.
I want to play it so badly.
I have not heard of this or seen that movie.
Do you know H1Z1?
Yes.
Do you know the multiplayer mode they had where like 30 people would like parachute down to this island or whatever and then try to kill each other?
No.
Okay. Well, it was their most popular multiplayer mode. The guy who built that, I think he got fired I don't remember, but he pretty much said, screw it, I'm gonna go off and make my own version. That was PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. So yeah, it pretty much starts off with they'll have, I don't know how big their games are. I want to say 30 people. So
Yeah.
30 people parachute like onto this island. There's just a ton of houses and stuff everywhere. You search the houses to get like guns and armor and stuff, and then you're trying to be the last one alive. It goes off to kill each other.
And then the ring essentially that people are in goes from like 10 kilometers in diameter.
Yeah,
to
every like
9.
2 minutes it'll like
continues to
reduce more and
shrinks,
more.
Yeah.
That's
To
dope.
force everybody into a closer area, so it's not 4 hours of searching for one other person.
That sounds like my kind of game.
It is so cool. I've watched a bunch of people do Let's Plays in it. It's obviously it's like luck of the draw on where you land, and if you land on your own, like whatever Achievement Hunter did Let's Play in it. And the first time they played it, they made it to like the last 10 people, and they didn't see a single person.
Wow.
But it's
Yeah, as I say, especially if you're playing like super slow and you're just trying to like survive, not necessarily like kill other people. Yeah, that game could just be like very tense, like not seeing anybody.
yeah, and as well, like if you get like a sniper rifle with like a ×8 scope, you can get done, like
Wow.
just picked off from across whatever a field, and you don't even see him.
It is a cool game. I don't know if I would enjoy it, but it's definitely sweet. I like the concept of it
Yeah,
coming out.
exactly. And the first time I saw it, I'm like, this is literally Battle Royale, the video game. I love it.
Yeah. Battle Royale, Ben, is
An amazing
is
movie.
it Japanese?
It's
I was
Japanese.
Don't spoil it.
It's pretty much
please
Japanese
you watch
Hunger
it.
Games, but way better.
But there's no. All right, I guess there's a little touchy feeling in it, but that gets sorted out real fast.
Spoilers.
I'll try to Amazon. Maybe we can do a Battle Royale 1 and 2 night.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
down.
forgot.
See,
There's
apparently
a
the second
one.
one blows.
It'll be
But
great.
Alex and I haven't seen. We saw the first one after watching Breakfast Club.
And that blew.
Your Battle Royale is a very entertaining movie.
So Battle Royale 2, should we theater mode that?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I had another movie to potentially theater mode.
crappy movie, Breakfast Club.
Shoot, what was it?
Would any of the Old Boy chronologic or trilogy, I guess, be theater mode worthy? Do you think?
Probably not. Like Old Boy's a legitimately good movie. I'm assuming the other two are gonna be
But
good.
like the other two.
I haven't seen any of them yet.
Okay.
They're still sitting sealed on my shelf, so I'll need to watch them.
How many objects on average would you say you buy but don't use?
A lot.
What does on average mean in
Uh,
this case?
For every object you buy, how many of them do you leave sealed?
Well, also how many things are like
let's say out of every 100 things you buy, how many of them remain sealed or not used?
probably not like. Are we considering if I buy a movie ticket
No,
an object?
no. Like if you went on Amazon Prime and bought the 3 movies from Old Boy and Battle Royale 1 and 2.
If it comes a bundle, is that considered 1 item or 3 items?
This is way too complicated already. I want to abandon this.
what I mean, like,
I'm saying you go on Amazon throughout your life and say your entire life you buy 100 things, right? And
Yeah.
that can be movies, games, whatever, dildos.
Collectibles.
But how many of them would you say would be unused based on your current rate of unused?
Like you
now?
just said you bought Horizon Zero Dawn and you gave it to somebody still sealed in the packet.
Yeah.
You got the Fast and Furious movies still sealed in the packet and Star Wars still sealed in its packet.
Want to know percentage here?
Like of the
Half
rest
of
of your
them?
stuff, how much of it is unsealed?
Thing lifetime?
Your current lifetime, not your future lifetime.
Yeah, but I mean, like, does it count like me as a kid? Because me as a kid had less access to just getting new content, so I'd use the same stuff like more.
You in the past 4 years.
I would say 30%.
Roughly a third.
Yeah, I would say a third.
Is still sealed.
It still like hasn't been played or read anything. So if I even just start something or like crack on a book and only read like 3 pages, does that count?
Yes.
Of like having opened it, quote unquote.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been used.
Yeah, I'll put it at a quarter to a third.
Okay. That took way too long.
Yeah. I would just say I pretty much open or use everything I buy because that's the purpose of me buying it.
I have bought several things that I have not used yet. And they're all podcast related.
I am trying to cut back. I will say that because
Yeah?
I do notice that I'm buying like, well, obviously you're gonna notice at some point, but it's just like, it was this. I had this realization, or I had this idea a while ago that I was gonna start cutting back on the amount of stuff I buy because I like buy a lot of things even just like as a support thing. It's like, oh, even like I haven't played Rad Rogers yet. As this game came out a while ago, I donated a fair amount of money to their Kickstarter. But everything that studio puts out, I will buy day one, like period. I just enjoy the studio, I enjoy the work they do. They're the guys who have been sued, like, or to get sued a couple times over trying to revive Duke Nukem. So like anything they put out, a bunch of old developers and stuff are there. I'm like, I will buy anything you guys put out. And there are several studios like that. I'm trying to cut back like, okay, I don't need 10 studios where I buy absolutely everything they put out. I need 1 or 2 maybe. But when I haven't played any, like Intercept or that company, I've played a little bit of 2 of their games and then like nothing of the third one. It's like, why do I like? Come on.
Huh.
I can cut back a bit. Anyway, it was fun the other day that when I was looking for Horizon, I found a stack of sealed PS4 games. I was like, oh, it will obviously be in here, and I realized it wasn't. It was in a grouping of other sealed PS4 games. I forgot where I played. That's what I was like, okay, this is a hand.
That's awesome.
So,
I can't believe we filled an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm fun to talk to.
Yep.
Fun to talk at. Anyways, that will pretty much do it for the show. Follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on Twitter at Hastlecast, YouTube, we are Hastlecast Podcast, Instagram, we are, I think it's at.
Yep. That's the thing. At Hastlecast. I got some stuff on there. I was going to take another photo for tonight's episode.
Find Hastlecast on iTunes, maybe Google Play, we're still waiting approval, and not yet SoundCloud. But I'm working on it, maybe, by this point. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you. I had a good time.
Yeah, no, it was good. It's just the 3 of us.
That's fine.
Having a little 3-way on here.
That's fine. Totally gay.
It's good. Dibs the top.
Dibs the guy with the camera filming.
POV.
The POV of you getting railed.
No. You're filming and fucking. POV.
Goodbye, Ben. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
This is getting weird.